We begin this hour with complaints against police, and there is no shortage of them. In fact, the Victoria Police Department says investigating complaints about its members is putting a heavy burden on the department. VicPD says, in fact, it has more officers investigating police complaints than it does looking into child pornography, child abuse, or financial crime. Police are now responding to a claim that their professional standards department has been understaffed for most of the last year. And as A News reporter Stephen Andrews shows us, the head of that department now faces disciplinary action.
When Mike Stebby was pulled over by Victoria police officers in February 2008, he says they illegally searched his car, used excessive force, and illegally seized his property. Stebby was charged with obstruction when he asked to see the undercover officer's ID before showing them his driver's license. In court, the officer's version of events differed from the audio recording Stebby made of the stop. Prosecutors stayed the charge against Stebby. Stebby then complained about how he was treated to Victoria Police. The department found the only allegation substantiated was the illegal search. But another investigation by an outside agency found the officers had neglected their duty, abused authority, and had shown discreditable conduct. Stebby complained again that the initial investigation was not conducted properly. A Police Act investigation agrees. It says the investigator, Sergeant Brian Fox, neglected his duty and recommends he receive managerial advice. Fox can appeal the decision. VicPD says it has no concerns with the work of its Professional Standards Division.
Not in any way. In fact, we are regularly asked by other agencies to take up their files and conduct investigation.
VicPD acknowledges investigators looking into complaints were vastly understaffed in 2010. The department has since increased staffing levels since the new BC Police Act came into effect last year.
We have more investigators doing Police Act complaints than we do child pornography or child abuse. We have more investigators doing Police Act complaints than we do in financial crimes.
But VicPD says the growing number of complaints is placing a burden on the department.
You know, to be right up front about it, that equals a cost of roughly about $600,000 a year for the taxpayer for the Victoria Police Department to investigate complaints in this department, and I'm not considering soft costs.
Ducker says a different process needs to be found for less serious complaints. The Police Complaint Commissioner says to the person making the complaint, whether it be a police officer being rude or the fact that police forces do not investigate break-ins thoroughly, all complaints are important. And it directly relates to the public's confidence in their police forces. The Police Complaint Commissioner says the new act does allow for informal resolution and mediation. But he acknowledges every police agency is experiencing a significant increase in work since the new act came into effect. In Victoria, Stephen Andrew, A News.